We're going to a break.
Southwest won the toss, elected to receive. As you can see, Parkview unbeaten, Southwest 13-1. There is Cecil Flo in his third year as coach of the Parkview Panthers. Buck Godfrey has been the boss at Southwest DeKalb for 13 seasons. And both of those coaches going after a thing that's eluded them so far in their careers. Flo, of course, a head coach 10 years less than Buck Godfrey. Trey Williams to kick it off for Arvin Richard to take it inside his 5 for Southwest DeKalb, coming to his right and to the 15, the 16, and breaking it up over the 20-yard line. Looked like he was stopped inside the 20, but managed by the 20. Chris Foster, the tackle for the Parkview Panthers.
Great run that time by Arvin. You thought he was down, but he did keep himself up. Got across the 20-yard line, so they're going to start 1st and 10 from the 24.
Quincy Carter brings his team out of the huddle. The only time they stumbled this year was against Douglas. That was their only loss, but that was regular season. And, of course, it took perfection in the playoffs to get this far to the championship. Trying the right side of the Parkview line, Jeremy Lee, the tackle on Arvin Richard. Richard is a big play guy, 8.5 yards a carry, 17 touchdowns on the season, but that time nothing doing again to the Parkview line.
Now watch this again. The Parkview comes out in a stunt. They're slanting a little bit right off the bat, coming out with a 4-4 look. 8 men in the box, 4 in the front, 4 just off the line playing linebacker. Their base is a 3-4.
Mike Wright for Southwest DeKalb, and Fred McCrary is in the slot. Arvin Richard, the quarterback, or excuse me, the running back, and he's going to fake up the middle, and taking the handoff is McCrary from Quincy Carter, trying the reverse on the, and that is only going to be up across the 25-yard line thanks to some fine defensive play by Ainsley Battles of Parkview.
One of the basic keys in high school football, Randy, is read the guard. He will take you to the play. That time South pulled the guard, and he took them right to the play, and Parkview was right there to make the stop.
Micah Hall, Fred McCrary, Angelo Taylor, all in at wide receiver now for Southwest DeKalb. They have a 3rd and 7 on their 26. Quincy Carter barking the signals for the Panthers. We got a made tonight, Fred. Any loose balls, we just say the Panthers are after it. Carter with time and lots of it, and he is going nearly intercepted, intended for Micah Hall, and Blake Longnecker, the man who knocked it down and had a good shot at picking it off.
Let me tell you something about Longnecker. He plays pretty much everywhere on the defense. You'll see him line up, come up, play, give him a linebacker look. You come back and play some defensive back. He's listed as a defensive back, but he really plays all over that defense and is a big key to that Parkview defense.
Well, Hall guy, that's for sure. He's got 9 touchdown receptions this year, but Longnecker was there and ready. So Southwest will have to kick it away. Baffin Harmon, a senior with a just under a 30-yard average, back to kick, standing just inside his 15. Jason Wright, the deep man for Parkview. Wright will fair catch it, Parkview side of the 50-yard line. So the Panthers from Gwinnett County will take over there their first possession. We have first quarter. More on the Georgia Quad A State Championship right after this. That was a 25-yard kick by Harmon of Southwest DeKalb, so Parkview takes over just inside the 50-yard line.
You know, Southwest DeKalb is going to, and I love to watch this defense play, Randy, because they fly to the football. My 2 favorite guys, Darren Cochran, I don't know where he's going to line up because he doesn't know until he breaks the huddle, and he's all over the place. And Melvin Ritchie, big number 64, he can run for a big man.
John Muyres brings his team out at the 48. 1st and 10. Wade in motion. Muyres pitching to Millican. He had 39 yards rushing last week, and he gets around the corner here inside the 35-yard line at about the 33. Terrence Trammell, the stop for Southwest DeKalb.
Boy, that surprised me that Parkview got to the corner that easily right off the bat. Like Southwest was loading up into the boundary, and Parkview came the other way. Here it is on the toss play. They love to run this toss play. And Brett Millican, a big pickup right off the bat.
Well, supposedly before this game started, they were left ankle being a little wobbly. Didn't look too bad there. First down, that's Millican in motion. Muyres still has the ball, looking to the right, aiming for and finding Millican inside the 15 and now to about the 6-yard line. Trammell again on the stop.
You know, one thing is you watch John Muyres play, the thing that sticks out when you watch him on tape is the fact that he can hide the football. Watch him hide it. Boom, toss, freeze that defense. Millican, who lined up as a wideout that time, caught the football.
Millican has 6 touchdown receptions. He scored 36 times, so he knows where the end zone is. First and 10 again, and this is Muyres up the middle this time, and nothing doing for Fat Pointer. Marquez Holmes in there for Southwest DeKalb. Pointer is a junior, where Millican's a senior.
I think that time you're going to see Parkview try to run up the middle just to say to Southwest DeKalb, hey, we are going to run it up the middle. But I look for something different this time, possibly a toss play to Millican again, or a play pass.
Got tight end Trent Sansbury in, as well as Caleb Smith. So they got the double tight end here and a man in motion. And the pitch to Millican. Got 1 block but needed a lot more. He is down to 6. So Parkview will be looking at a 3rd down as Southwest's defense stiffens here on the first 2 plays of this series. Rain Metcalf came up to make the stop.
Marquez Holmes was the guy that was there, though, to turn that in and force Millican in. Bumped him once and started Millican on the downward slide, if you will, as we look at the Parkview coaching staff.
Muyres and Parkview looking at a defense that shut out Warner Robbins last week, and looking at a 3rd and rolling to his right and looking, is pressured and is going to be sacked. Marquez Holmes will go.
We talked about it early on. Get pressure on Muyres. That's going to be a key for Southwest DeKalb, and that time they did. Watch, as Muyres has already at that time gotten out of the pocket. Marquez Holmes has already got plenty of help coming. They tried to throw away that time from Millican, and I think it didn't fool anybody.
Well, whereas Trey Williams did the kicking off for Parkview, trying the field goal is going to be senior Clint Kelly. Ball is just outside the 20, so it's a little over 30-yard attempt for Clint Kelly, and he has Parkview.
Penalty marker on the play. It'll be interesting to see what that is. If it's against Parkview, that's going to probably be a hold and back him up 10. But if it's in Southwest DeKalb, then it could possibly be roughing the kicker, and that would give Parkview an automatic down, as could have been Trammell in there.
Chad Muyres also in, making some contact for Southwest, who wanted to put the heat on, and they did. Of course, that's an awfully fine line when you're coming after the kicker. Well, you got it, Fred. You called it. Automatic first.
Roughing the kicker. Let's watch Chad Muyres right there. Yeah. They call it on 7. We'll see. Well, it's going to be first down for Parkview. Big, huge penalty against Southwest DeKalb early in this ball game, Randy.
First, just outside the 5. Everybody in tight. And Wade in motion. They try the middle and get inside the 5, but that's about it. Jeff King, the ball carrier for Parkview.
It's a counter play that time. Parkview likes to do a lot of that. They still run a wing back, and they'll have Millican. Really, they still call it a wing back. The pros will call it an H-back, but they'll still run that fullback in there, and they did that time with an inside counter play. King runs it well.
Cortez Allen made the stop. Haven't heard his name much yet, but we will before the night's over. He's a good one. 2nd down and 4. Parkview trying to convert that break into 6, and Southwest trying to stiffen the deep 5-yard line, and going over the line and in for the touchdown is Brett Millican, his 37th score of the season, and it's going to put Parkview on top in the Quad A championship game.
He better thank Jeff King for that one, because right through the hole, and a great surge by that Parkview offensive line on Southwest DeKalb, and Millican now with 37 touchdowns.
31 of them on the ground, and Clint Kelly, who kicked a 30-yard field goal moments ago, didn't go into the books after the penalty, however, will try to tack on point number 7. And he does. A 52-yard drive completed by Parkview, with Millican going in from just outside the 5.
All right, let's watch the touchdown run right here. From ground level, 44 King, 77 Stinchcomb. Very good surge from that offensive line. Millican hit the hole quick. He runs hard. Touchdown.
Joe, what's it look like from field level?
What I was just going to say, that for Jeff King to lead Millican through that hole was poetic justice. They're 2 of 4 guys who've been together ever since their first starters. John and Jason Wood is number 4. They're the heart and soul of this Parkview football club. Back to you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Joe. Nary a seat to be had in this place tonight. Built in 1968, host of some great high games, and we expect this to be another one of them. One people are going to remember for a long time.
Look at the SRO crowd. We can see it from our vantage point in the end zone that Parkview will be kicking to. The end zone that Southwest DeKalb is defending. Crowd, great crowd here tonight for this Quad A State Football Championship.
Richard and McCrary back. That's Arvin Richard just outside the goal line. Might have had a foot back on the goal line when he took off, and he gets it to about the 22-yard line. Jamar Hayes, the tackle for Parkview. So the field position favoring Parkview so far. That drive they completed in 7 plays was a 52-yarder. Took them a little less than 3.5 minutes to do it, aided by the penalty toward the end. And we have a player down on the field at the moment. And Southwest DeKalb's second possession come inside their 30. So they were looking at a long stretch of field when they got the ball the first time, and doing the same again here. But they certainly are capable of gobbling up some of that real estate. They've done it all year long. Averaged 35 points a game, a little over 400 yards in total offense game for Southwest DeKalb.
That is John Albritton being helped off the field. We certainly hope he's okay, and now he is running off the field. So maybe he just got his bell rung or took a hit on that play.
He's a freshman. Now, to get playing time at this level of high school football, you better be something special as a freshman.
What a thrill to be in a state championship game as a freshman. All
right, Arvin Richard, the deep back for Southwest DeKalb. Quincy Carter and his team looking at a 7-point deficit. They won 7-0 last week against Warner Robins, and that's Richard busting it out over the 30, and he is going to be real close to a first down. Ainsley battles, and Blake Longnecker had to team up to stop him.
Well, here's the scoring drive, Randall. As you said, 52 yards in 7 plays, ate up a little over 3 minutes, and Brett Millican getting the 4-yard run.
Now they're going to take a look at this one to see indeed a first down. Picked up by Arvin Richard. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, 8.5-yard average for Arvin Richard. And a couple of games ago, he was out with a tender knee, and Jerrold Dennis carried the load for Southwest DeKalb. So they are a multifaceted offense.
About an inch short. The inch short on this one. You know, Richard hits quickly. I mean, the lineman hit some great blocks for him, but all you have to do if you're an offensive lineman and you got Arvin Richard running is just make contact with the other guy. Boom, and he's through.
He and Quincy Carter both made honor roll last semester at Southwest DeKalb, so nobody outruns him in the class, put it that way. This is a second down in inches. If you're going to gamble a little bit and maybe try to catch somebody off guard, and they got 3 wide receivers at the moment, but Carter just takes it and sneaks it up under center behind Nylus Foster and picks up the first down.
You know, you talked about the honor roll. One thing that we've seen with Buck Gottfried over the year, is that all of his kids, it seems most all of his kids, they all go to college, and most of them go on scholarship.
Well, he had 27 players get scholarships somewhere last year, stretching from Michigan to Florida to Savannah here in Georgia. You name it, they were all over the map when it came to pinpointing places. Southwest DeKalb Panthers got college scholarships. 3 wide receivers in here on a 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And Carter wants to throw to his left. He's got a receiver out there, and he's got Fred McCrary.
Great protection, Southwest offensive line. Jamar Hayes over there covering. But, you know, if Parkview wants to defend this pass, I think they're going to have to bring some people and do a little bit more stunning, because Southwest DeKalb right now is protecting the pass, and they're doing it well. Look at that protection. Look, it's just basically 5 and 6 on 4 linemen.
Well, the second possession going much better for Southwest DeKalb than the first, because that first down is about the same spot where Parkview got the ball for their first possession last time. So Southwest DeKalb in Parkview territory at about the 47 on a first down here. Quincy Carter handing it off over the right side there. Longnecker finally had to come up and make the stop, as Southwest's offense looks like it's getting in sync, Fred.
That line getting a great surge in. Watch this again. Look how quickly Arvin Richard, excuse me, and then just dragging the tacklers with him.
Not only that, but it takes some talent to follow your blocker that close. And he was right up his backside.
A lot of trust.
A lot of trust. Two receivers to Carter's right. And that's McCrary in motion. And that's the direct Carter is looking with plenty of time. And it's complete down to the 20-yard line to Fred McCrary. So the junior so far is Quincy Carter's favorite target.
Thing that we're seeing, in addition to no pass rush from Parkview, we're seeing so many receivers out in the coverage that they're getting plenty of mismatches. And McCrary just dragged that middle, and sooner or later, Parkview sitting in zone coverage, he is going to break open, and that time he did.
Ran to the game and wide right for Southwest DeKalb, but they keep it on the ground. And why not when you got that man running for you, Arvin Richard? He is going to get as much as he can out of any given situation. Jason Wood finally drug him down. He's down to about the 16-yard line.
DeKalb, Randy, right now pretty much doing anything they'd like. And they can run the ball, pass the ball. Another great situation. Southwest DeKalb is great on first down, and it puts their offense in great situations later in the drive.
A lot of pressure on the defense trying to stop all the weapons that Buck Godfrey's team has, that's for sure. Richard. And down inside the 15.
Great block that time by Southwest DeKalb. They're going to nail Michael McLean for holding. But it looked to me like a great block. We'll look at it on the replay and be able to check it out.
Well, these two teams had a common opponent in Douglas who upset Southwest DeKalb during the season, and Parkview beat Douglas in the playoffs. But to get here, that is all by the boards as they march the penalty off against Southwest DeKalb, and that's going to take the ball back to about the 36-yard line.
They're going to call it a block in the back. Clip. Now, here, let's watch it again. Watch it again. You're right there. You got to wonder where the neutral zone is, Randy. There's got to be an area a couple of yards of the football where you can block somebody, and he did it above the waist.
Well, it's 2nd and 25, so they need to try to get in a bunch back right here.
Look out.
And they run the screen to Arvin Richard, but Parkview is to defend it, although it does get the ball down to the 30. So they got a chunk of it back, about 7.
Quincy Carter, I'm sorry,
That's
Randy.
Right,
Quincy Carter had 2. Oh, goodness. Okay. Quincy Carter had 2 options there. I mean, he had 2 backs in the coverage where he could have thrown a screen, the man in motion and Arvin Richard, and he elected to go with Arvin Richard. Who made that tackle?
Caleb Smith.
That's it.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Hanks is wide left. Micah Hall wide right for Quincy Carter, who is going to stick with Arvin Richard, who is in a little bit of trouble. At the 29-yard line, Jamar Hayes and David on the hit.
Jamar Hayes that time really forced Arvin Richard to keep stringing it out, and finally that allowed Bogan to come in and help on the tackle.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Joe Washington. Sometimes we call Joe the silent man. Joe's going to get that thing fixed, and he'll be back. I know Joe. I know Joe, and he'll come back.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay.
All right, South looking at a, what are we here, 4?
Okay, I think I'm good.
Out on the field, Southwest DeKalb.
Yeah, they want to talk it over. Okay, Joe, there we go. Take 2.
All right, this wireless technology, I was out of range. An update on the Parkview player who was injured early in this drive. John Albrecht had his legs taken out from under him. He landed on his head and aggravated a back injury. He is a young man in a lot of pain. He was walking around, though, but it's hard to tell his status for the remainder of the game. Randy, Fred, back to you.
All right, thank you, Joe. Quincy Carter and his offense around it. Looked like they were in pretty good shape to try to at least get 3 on the board or try to get even in this thing, and then the clipping penalty knocked the stuffing out of the drive for the moment anyway. 4th and 19. And when you're sitting just inside the 30 and you're thinking, well, you know, even a perfect pooch kick doesn't do that great a job for you, why, what the heck?
Got 3 receivers, 5 receivers in the coverage, 3 to the right, 2 to the left.
And he's got time to look for him too, Fred. Intercepted. At the 13-yard line, Brett Millican covering Arvin Richard, who was one of those 5 eligible receivers for Southwest DeKalb, and the man who scored the Parkview is there to pick off the pass.
Let's watch it again. Look at that, plenty of time. And Brett Millican right over there. Great coverage. Great coverage.
All right, so Parkview sets up on their own 13-yard line. John Muyres, and here's Millican again. Busy kid so far tonight. Didn't quite get around the corner that time because Rain Metcalf was going to make sure of it. Muyres and Millican are fast friends, and Muyres by many major colleges. The thought on Millican is that perhaps he is not, you know, he's sort of that in-between back for major college, maybe not big enough to be a power back, or maybe not quick enough, but you know, he's one of those kids you can't measure the size of the heart, so right. Who knows.
And I'm faster on game day than he does in his shorts with a watch on when a recruiter comes calling.
2nd and 7, and trying the left side of the Southwest DeKalb defense that time is Muyres, who can run it as well as throw it there for him. So they'll be looking at a 3rd down fairly deep in their own territory. Melvin Ritchie in there for Southwest DeKalb to make the hit. They got a 3rd and 4 coming up here. Parkview scored on possession. They lead it 7-0.
They haven't run a draw yet.
Millican in motion. Looked like they might do what you mentioned, Fred, but instead Muyres keeps it and finding his tight end across the middle. Pardon me, that's Trent Sansbury. Metcalf on the coverage, but Muyres found his tight end, and Sansbury, another one of those guys. 26 receptions on the year. You say, well, that's not many catches. Hey, over a 20-yard average.
Four guys in the coverage that time. The tight end right across the middle came open right at the right time. From the 33, straight up the middle,
to the 30. Millican. So Parkview on top on the scoreboard and with the ball. Southwest DeKalb with a couple of chances there in the first quarter, but not able to move the ball down close to Parkview territory. So we played a quarter. Parkview is leading it by a score of 7-0 more on the Georgia Quad A championship right after this. Both these offenses have the firepower to put a lot of points on the board, but after all, you don't get here without playing some D. And so only 7 points between the two in the first quarter.
And as we told you, sellout crowd here at DeKalb Memorial, an SRO crowd. We've got people lined around the old track here at DeKalb Memorial Stadium to see Parkview and Southwest DeKalb. And so far, everybody's getting their money's worth. This has been a great game. A couple of penalties have really killed Southwest DeKalb. First, a roughing the kicker call, put the ball back in the hands of the Parkview offense. Boom, touchdown. Then on the other end, an illegal block in the back, flip against the Southwest DeKalb offense just when they seem to be driving toward pay dirt. Backed him up 15 from the spot of the foul, which was very big. Turned it into about a 20-yard penalty, and that nailed Southwest DeKalb's hopes of a touchdown.
All right, John Muyres about to bring his offense out. Fred, they call this a multiple bob because Robert Hill is the offensive coordinator at Parkview. Multiple bob offense. 2nd and 7 at the 36. That was Sansbury in motion and Matt Pointer trying the Southwest DeKalb. Darren Cochran, who Fred talked about briefly at the beginning of the game, in there to make the stop for Southwest.
And there you see Buck and the Southwest DeKalb coaching staff, and now the Parkview offense. And see what I was telling you about 81, Darren Cochran. You see, they call him a Mike linebacker, an inside middle linebacker, whatever. And he'll rarely line up there. See, he's down in a three-point stance right now here at the bottom of your screen, and with his speed, he can really make some plays.
All right, Muyres still has it for Parkview. Coming back to Ainsley Battles, who has a convoy of blockers in front of him and has to step when forced to the sideline. And I'll tell you what, Cortez Allen did a fantastic job on defense there for Southwest DeKalb, because there were 3 blockers in front of Ainsley Battles, and Cortez Allen manages to make Battles step out.
Okay, we can't really see the blocks that were made, but actually Cortez really got off a lot of blocks and made the play. Again, great play fake by Muyres, keyed that.
Down to the 42. It's a 1st and 10 for Parkview. They lead 7. Sansbury in motion, and this is Millican inside the 35. Rain Metcalf, who has 4 tackles unofficially so far tonight, there for Southwest DeKalb.
Sansbury, again, you put the big guy in motion. He's usually a tight end. That time he's in the wing or the H-back, and he becomes the lead blocker. And it's good, if not better, than a pulling guard.
Millican got 7, 2nd and 3. Millican and Pointer in the backfield behind Muyres. And there goes Sansbury again. And there goes Millican again over the left side, and he's got a 1st down, and Metcalf on the tackle again.
That time Millican really made something out of nothing. Looked like he was bottled up there at the line of scrimmage, and next thing you knew, he had a 5-yard gain and a 1st.
He's a powerful back. Against Forest Park, he had 249 yards in some very, he's a good mudder, let's put it that way. Very less than ideal conditions in that game.
The boy against Brookwood, it seemed like he ran that toss quite a bit.
1st down at the 28. Millican down to about the 21-yard line as Darren Cochran was able to wrestle him down.
the football like that, too, that backs up that pass rush a little bit. So now the pass rush really isn't coming like it was early in this ball game. You can see the blocking in there. A big hole. That's one thing I noticed watching Millican on tape. You know, he gets a lot of yards, but that O-line doesn't ever hurt him. And they open some holes for him.
Big number 78, Jerrold Dennis, is checked into the Southwest DeKalb lineup on the defensive line, trying to put some more beef in there to meet Mr. Millican. Muyres still has it after the play fake. Running play all the way. And running inside the 10-yard line for another first down, and Parkview is threatening to score again.
Really great play fake by Muyres. He also got some great blocking out there. Jason Wright. Watch him come out right on Rashad Walker right here, and he will get him out of the way. And then Muyres, look at that. There's another great block in there, so we got some good blocking and picked up the first down. So now it's going to be first and goal.
All right, they're going to have some time to select the play they want to try to use to get the goal line back with more of the Quad A championship after this. Parkview will set up shop first and goal at the 8. Brett Millican, 51 yards rushing so far.
He's really gotten some great blocks, and he's also been able to get to the corner a couple times, something that's surprising.
John Muyres leading his offense out. He has thrown it 3 times and has 3 completions. Jerrold Dennis is out wide to the right.
8-man front for Southwest.
That's Millican. Met immediately and met with some force by Tyrone Blackwell.
He got through in a hurry. Got off his block and kind of bulldog Millican, if you will. Great play. Here it is. 66. Look at him get off that block, pull him right down. That is great quickness, great strength.
Tyrone's a junior, and he was when they came up short against Valdosta in the Dome, the semifinals, and his goal was to get here and win it all. Well, he's here, and he did the job on that play, trying to help his team, but it trails 7-0. On a 2nd and 7, there is a flag down as Millican goes in the end zone over the right side, but flag down in the backfield. It was 2nd and goal at the 7. A couple of penalties, as Fred pointed out, really killed Southwest DeKalb on a couple of occasions, and we'll see what happens here to Parkview. Looks like they're going to be marking it off against the Parkview Panthers. Couldn't get the snap off.
Now on 2nd down, instead of being able to possibly run the ball, we might see the play pass here again. Play action pass from Muyres. It's more than a delay of a game. This is a big penalty right here. Too many men on the field. You know, on defense, I knew a coach once that would do that on defense when the ball would be like on the 1-foot line. He'd send 12, 15 guys in, and if he didn't get caught, he didn't get caught. But, you know, if he did get caught, he always used to say, what's it going to cost me? Half the distance?
Wasn't Lee Corso, was it?
No.
Well, quite a different scenario for this offense than a few minutes ago. They had it 2nd and goal at the 7. It is 2nd and goal at the 21-yard line now. So Muyres with the draw to Millican. And it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 20. So they got 1, and that's it. With Richie the stop.
Now on 3rd down, the play action pass is not that much of a trick, if you will, not that much of an unexpected plan, because it's 3rd down. The defense knows the offense has got to throw the ball, so they won't be as apt to fight it quickly as they would possibly on 2nd down.
Well, Muyres is 3 out of 3 so far, but it's on 3rd and 20. He's not going to surprise anybody here if he puts it up, that's for sure. Muyres to his right, injured back at the 30 and down at the 33-yard line. Darren Cochran, the man of the moment for Southwest DeKalb. So just when it looked like it might be a 14-0 game, or at least 13-0, to point, the Southwest DeKalb defense rises up.
When Darren Cochran gets in the backfield, you're not going to get around him, and you're not going to outrun him. he got back there and made a great play. Came from the end. He's been coming off the edge a lot more. Late in the season, we've said this a million times, he's listed as an inside linebacker, a Mike linebacker to play in the middle. But they've been lining him up. He lines up in a three-point. And when he gets in the backfield, it's hard to break contain.
Joe Washington, what do you got down there?
Fellas, I'm with Shannon Worthy on the sideline. Shannon played for Buck Godfrey at Towers High. Many young men who call Buck Godfrey Dad. You can get inside his head at this point. What's Buck thinking? What's he got to do?
Well, right now he's really trying to get the guys refocused, give them that they're 7 points down, and get the guys ready for the second half. This thing around, all the guys are still playing pretty confident right now, and Coach Garza's going to go with the flow and get his guys more back into the game.
Okay, they're going to have doubly because they just got hit with another penalty. So let's see what happens.
Okay, the ball is being spotted at about the 23 for a 33-yard field goal attempt by Clint Kelly. Remember, he hit one from 30 in the first quarter before the penalty, wiped it off the board, and Parkview then took it in for a touchdown. This one is no good. Kelly's attempt is no good, so remains 7-0. So Southwest DeKalb, after allowing Parkview to get down second and goal at the 7, got a little help from a penalty, and that's all they needed because the defense just rose up and threw Parkview back into range, out of range for the field goal attempt.
Big drive right here for Southwest DeKalb. They were able to move the football on the last drive, but Parkview's been controlling the ball and controlling the clock. This is big for SWD right here.
Quincy Carter telling the Southwest crowd to quiet it down a little bit so he can hear the signals. Carter still looking for Micah Hall. He goes to the right side instead. Completes it to Rashay Head, his tight end. Head is up just shy of the 40-yard line.
You know, that time they put Arvin Richard in motion to make the defense think they might do that little outside handoff sweep play with Richard coming out of the slot and then put him in around behind the quarterback. But that time Southwest DeKalb used it as a play fake, froze the defense, allowed the tight end to get open.
He's got McCrary in the slot to his right. Arvin Richard, of course, behind him, and Jerrold Dennis in the ball game. Carter buying a little more time now, dancing to his left, looking. Boy, oh boy, he had a long time, and finally is dragged down by Jeremy Lee.
You know, you can't blame that on the O-line.
No.
Quincy had plenty of time, and I'll tell you what he was looking for. His head moved right away. He was looking for that mismatch right there with Arvin Richard. Arvin Richard was all alone, locked man on man with a linebacker, Brian Stamps. And for whatever reason, Quincy couldn't get it to him or it didn't look good. Allowed Lee to come in and make a big sack.
You got Arvin Richard on a linebacker. That's when the O should light it up, and that's panic time for the D. But Parkview finally caught up with Carter that time before it could unload. 2nd and 16 from his 31. Quincy Carter looking to it under a little bit of pressure again and going long, incomplete, intended for Angelo Taylor, and a flag on the play.
They're going to call pass interference on Muyres. They felt that Muyres, when he was step for step, was pushing in there his left arm in on the wide receiver, who comes up a little bit hurt right now. So Angelo Taylor limping just a bit coming off to the sideline, but John Muyres, although he went step for step, was touching him along the way, and at the very end the referee felt that Muyres pushed off and he threw the flag.
Angelo Taylor, if he has to stay out, that would be quite a loss for Southwest. He's got 28 receptions on the year.
Right there you saw it, and now they're going to call offensive pass interference. Okay, my fault. Not offensive pass interference. 15-yard penalty in high school. It's not where the spot of the foul.
Right from the line of scrimmage.
My fault.
Penalty on you. I don't have a flag in my pocket.
I know. Throw it on me, will you?
So it's a first down now at the 46. And another flag down as Richard over the left side behind the blocking of Jerrold Dennis, but this one won't count either.
Procedure.
Both these teams in their 15th game of the season, but after all, there's some nerves tonight, so I'm not all that surprised by the number of flags.
You know, and this is the first time for this group of Southwest DeKalb players to be in the state championship. And Parkview, of course, same there.
Well, everybody, I mean, when you have 27 guys get scholarships, you're thinking, well, Southwest DeKalb won't have the maturity to get back next year, but here they are again. And here's Quincy Carter with a man wide open, and a nice catch for it was Rashay Head. Ansley Battles was all over him. Head was wide open, but he had to climb the ladder for that one, and he did.
You know, it took a lot of guts to go up for this ball over the middle. Look, made the grab, took the hit. Great play. That's the kind of play that can spark an offense and really keep a drive alive.
And Richard is lined up on the right side. And Dennis was behind Quincy Carter, who buys a little more time for himself by rolling right, and he unloads it deep down in the. It is incomplete. Intended for Micah Hall.
Muyres was over there covering, and that Hall had a step on Muyres. It also appeared that Richard had a step on Battles, and Quincy made a nice throw.
He sure did, and I'll tell you what, he made a quick one. Watch how quick he unloads.
Catchable.
5 minutes left. And Southwest DeKalb trying to get on the board. This is Carter keeping, pitching. Richard outside, now cuts it back. Arvin Richard could go all the way. Great run by Arvin Richard. Run.
Chris Foster had the shot at him for Parkview and could not get the hand. Now look at this dive option. There's number 1, the fullback right there, the option. Number 2, quarterback Keaton. Number 3, triple option. The pitch to Arvin Richard, who breaks the tackle, cuts it back. Great vision, and once he gets a lane, he can accelerate in a hurry.
His 18th touchdown of the high school season. The extra point is good. Was not a thing of beauty by Abdul Rashad, but it got through there, and that's all that matters. So we're all tied up just inside the 5-minute mark there in the second quarter. Parkview picking up the touchdown by Millican in the first quarter, and Arvin Richard scoring here in the second quarter for Southwest DeKalb.
That was the first time we saw a dive option from Southwest DeKalb tonight. I'm sure we're going to see a lot.
Jason Wright is back deep for Parkview. Abdul Rashad to kick it off for Southwest DeKalb. Down, ball bouncing out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and when it goes out of bounds, the flag goes down automatically.
If I'm not mistaken, Parkview will take over on its own 35-yard line.
Well, we knew we had a couple of good ones in Millican and Richard, and neither one of them has done anything to ruin their bar, that's for sure.
I'm sure Parkview would like to have this as the final offensive series of the first half. Millican out wide now.
On Johnson in motion and then came back, and Matt Pointer, the ball carrier for Parkview, punches it up over his offensive line's right side, getting outside the 35 to just short of the 40, so he got a little better gain out of that than I imagined. Melvin Ritchie in Southwest DeKalb. Second and 5 for Parkview. Brad Dennis is out wide left. And Millican is lined up out there as well. That's Johnson in motion. And this is Muyres giving to Pointer, who broke one tackle and I believe is going to have a first down.
He will. He got up over the 45-yard line that time. Same play. 2 times, same play. Cortez Allen made the stop that time for Southwest DeKalb. And again, they put the man in motion, and they're giving back Matt Pointer a chance to run the football and give Millican a much-needed break. Now they put Millican back behind John Muyres, and maybe now we see that toss play or a play pass.
That's Millican just over midfield into Southwest DeKalb territory. Joe?
This is our custom with these games. I tried to have a word off camera with Arvin Richard. He's so geek, he said, I got to keep my head in the game. But he goes by 3 nicknames, Bam Bam, Barry, and Emmett. And I think he looked like Barry and Emmett on that last run. Back to you.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did. Making those cutbacks like Barry Sanders.
Millican got 6. 2nd and 4. Millican. And the Southwest right there. Metcalf, his 6th tackle of the night.
What Southwest DeKalb has done, Randy, is they've come up with a front 6-man front. They run a 6-2, and then they just play 3 deep in the secondary, which is really all they need because Parkview is not putting that many people split out, putting them in the position of a receiver. So when you got a tight end, you got a wing back, a guy in the backfield. We're going to see Southwest DeKalb line up in a 6-man front. We're going to see it again right here. 6-2.
About 2.5 minutes left, second quarter. We're tied at 7. Muyres and Millican and the ball and the Southwest DeKalb defense all in the same spot at the same time. That forward wall of Southwest DeKalb led by Carlos Stiggers that time, giving no ground whatsoever.
Seemed like there might have been even a little miscommunication on behalf of Muyres and Millican right there. Seemed like Muyres saw trouble and pulled it.
4th and 4. And they're on the Southwest 47, and they're lining up to go for it.
They got somebody uncovered out here at the bottom of the screen.
And Muyres has the ploy to draw Southwest offside. I assume that was the ploy.
I also saw when they broke into that wide-out formation, I saw there was somebody open because Southwest didn't get out there quick enough. Yeah, I'd rather make Southwest DeKalb go 90.
Oh, sure.
Than, I mean, any team, but especially this one.
Well, the guy back waiting on the punt could go 90 with the punt. Arvin Richard, he has already gone 43 scrimmage as Matt Carden is in to kick it away for Parkview. He's standing on his 35, and there is Richard. Minute 46 to go, and Parkview is going to have to give it up. Looks like Quincy Carter and his offense will have another shot at it here before fake. They snapped the ball to Muyres, the up man, and it looks like he got them. Melvin Ritchie was there, but was it too late to prevent Muyres? No. Yes, it was. First down.
Darren Cochran kicking himself and beating the ground because he had Muyres in his grasp. He had him and let him out. He's very upset with himself.
Minute 39 to go. That gamble only took 7 seconds, and it paid off. Lucky 7 seconds for Parkview. They were fortunate. It paid off for them at that point on the field, that's for sure. Millican getting inside the 40 as Cortez Allen comes up to make the stop. He and Metcalf combined on it.
See, one thing that Parkview does now, you say, hey, why do they run a draw with a mid-play? Well, they keep the ball. And as you pointed out, Randy, you keep the ball away from Quincy Carter and Arvin Richard. You can get out of this half 7-7, great. You come out 10-7, that's better. 14-7 is the best scenario.
They got 6 on first down, and here's Muyres to throw on second down for Wright, but he was covered, and so John Muyres weaving all over the field, and as he heads back toward midfield, there's a yellow hanky waiting on him.
Little laundry. That's usually a hold on the offense.
Looks that way as they'll march it off against Parkview. There's Cecil Flo, the Parkview coach, and hands around the Metro Atlanta area. High school football fans are familiar with the situation. He was an assistant to the late Chuck Muyres, and in 19 took over for Chuck and kind of had to help everybody gather their forces emotionally and move on. And obviously he's been able to do that. In fact, at one point this season, you know, his kids, many of them who played for Chuck Muyres, told so this is your team now. And he said that made him feel awfully good. He's not about to forget the past and his friends, but he felt good that this is his football team. 2nd and 14 from the 48. Muyres, after a fake, throws it deep, and it is nearly at the 28-yard line. Trammell was there, and Millican was the intended receiver. Terrence had it tracked all the way. 3rd and 14. Under a minute. Draw play, Millican. Not much. The 45. Melvin Ritchie wasn't about to let Parkview pick up a first down with a 3rd down big play there. So they're looking at 4th and 11 now with 25 seconds.
And the referee, I believe, started the play clock at about 30. So they'll have to get one play off.
I don't know. I don't think. I think they're going to stand there and wait on it. I don't think it started that soon.
Huh.
I'm rolling the dice there. I'm gambling that I'm going to. I'm like 1 to roll. And see if I can. No, there went the flag. Okay. That's why he's on the sideline and I'm just talking about it.
Is that why?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons. 4 seconds. Arvin Richard dropping back into.
They're going to try to run it out. They're going to try to drop back and run it out.
Yeah, it is going to run out. Rather than risk getting it blocked or risk letting Arvin Richard get the ball in his hands. And by the time they laid down on it, zeros on the scoreboard. So Cecil Flo and his Parkview are leading the Southwest, or were leading the Southwest DeKalb Panthers 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Southwest comes back with a touchdown here in the second quarter to tie it up. So we're all tied up at 7-all here at DeKalb Memorial. More coming up. Halftime of the Quad A Championship. Halftime in the Georgia Quad A High School Championship. Parkview and Southwest DeKalb Panthers from both schools, and even on the scoreboard as well. 7-all. And Arvin Richard of Southwest DeKalb and Brett Millican of Parkview are showing you what they're made of. All right, the Parkview band is down on the field, as is Arjo Washington.
Okay, fellas, I dare say this overflow crowd at DeKalb Memorial Stadium is getting quite an evening of excitement. Okay, earlier this week, as is our custom during these Quad A Championships games, we paid a visit to the schools and their surrounding communities. And as I'm sure you would expect, we found out that there's a lot more than X's and O's behind these two great football programs. First, we traveled north on I-85 to Parkview High School.
Good afternoon, Parkview High School. Phones have been ringing off the hook. They were ringing off the hook at 6:50 Monday morning, and they haven't stopped since. People wanting tickets. They're afraid we're going to sell out.
The Parkview Panthers averaged 4,000 to 5,000 fans per game this season on their way to the championship final. When you consider they were a 2-8 team 4 years ago, it's probably the biggest local sports turnaround since the Braves. Supporters and players were united by the rallying cry, "We believe," and as the Panthers rolled to a 14-0 record, the realization of just how far this program has come really hit home. Of course, going undefeated and winning a championship is the goal here, and there are many things motivating that for the teachers, the students, and the supporters of Parkview football. One of the main things, the memory of Coach Chuck Muyres. Muyres started all this, but died tragically 2.5 years ago. You think about Coach Muyres?
Every day. Every day. We all think about him. I mean, we all still love him. He's all in our hearts. He's a great coach and a great guy. But this one's for Coach Flo.
Let's go to work, guys.
Cecil Flo came to Parkview as one of Muyres' assistants, and following Muyres, the toughest challenge of his coaching career.
You know, when it all happened, we had just finished our second year. And the kids had gone from a 2-8 to an 8-3, and we were in the middle of spring practice, and then the tragedy occurs, and everybody just on the bottom again.
But as the record shows, they bounced right back, and along with their successes come all the trappings: stadium improvements and a $100 renovation of their field house, a result of efforts by the Parkview Touchdown Club.
It is a community effort. Complicated in this area, I think, because of the competition for the business dollar. Businesses are awful important to us, and we have a tremendous business support. But we have other programs here in this area of the county that enjoy an awful lot of success in their own right, and that competition.
At just about every high school stadium in Gwinnett County, you'll see sponsor boards like this, recognizing businesses who support their athletic programs. One of their biggest boosters is Cole's Lilburn Motors, owned by members of one of Lilburn's oldest families.
I'm a business owner here in Lilburn, so, you know, they help me make my living, so I'm going to support them. You know, you got to. You got to scratch, he scratches your back. And it's a hometown, you know, I don't know. I'm so happy for Parkview, I don't know what to say.
Parkview is celebrating its 20th anniversary, and during that time, its students have excelled in many academic and athletic competitions. But their first state football would make this a truly unforgettable year.
1, 2, 3, 4.
School bands get the attention of Southwest DeKalb. Only a fifth of its 300 members were at this impromptu session, but their draws the football team. Together, the number of students participating in both activities equals 25% of the student body.
And kids are attracted to well organized and that are successful. So both, by far, both have been extremely successful.
In athletics, the Panthers are competitive across the board, but they're football and track powerhouses. One other distinction, not many schools can match this one for scholarships. Earlier this year, 27 Southwest DeKalb football players signed college scholarships. It's the academic opportunity more so than the athletic accomplishment satisfies Coach Buck Godfrey, now in his 13th year as the Panthers coach.
The tattered soldier questions Henry about where did he have his wound. Now, when he questions the wound, the wound is where? Now,
Godfrey wraps up a typical class day with English literature, eloquently through the subject matter. But football is never far away. By the middle of championship week, the messages of success were in the hallways along Wesley Chapel Road of the community that surrounds the high school. Football has helped endear Buck Godfrey to a couple of generations, back to his days at Towers High School.
He's a great man. He wants them to do well on the football field and in the classroom. He stresses that. The boys respect Coach Doctor.
But according to the coach, this is just a high school football crown, not unlike the Valdostas and Thomasvilles of South Georgia.
We feel, in essence, that we have a small town, although we're surrounded by like Redan and Columbia and Cedar Grove. So right in this pocket right here is a kind of unified small town atmosphere also, based on this muddy, hard, bald-headed of a field.
On this practice field, memories are still fresh when it comes to last year's disappointing semifinal loss to Valdosta in the Dome. Having been to the state final only once before under Godfrey and losing to Valdosta in 1990, their coaches do.
I think that's going to be our motivation for this game. That, you know, Coach Godfrey been here 13 years, and he's worked hard. He busts his butt every year. So this year, it's going to be for him, all of it.
The players and their supporters approach the championship game with a quiet confidence. This group of youngsters has prepared themselves physically, mentally, and under the guidance of a couple of team chaplains, Reverend Leon Anderson and Reverend Jerry Kearney.
The kids have learned to really have a faith, if you will, a trust in God. They've seen him take them through some games that they could have easily have lost. And when these miracle plays come and they win the game, they automatically give God praise.
Reverend Anderson can be found walking the sidelines with a Bible. That's his playbook, if you will, and it works with Buck Godfrey's game plan. With all enthusiastic followers and the band, the Panthers put a formidable combination on the field.
Back to Fred and Randy. Game action right after this.
Just about ready to go here in the second half. 7-all. And both Buck Godfrey and Cecil Flo 2 quarters away from either getting that trophy or a pretty large disappointment, although whoever loses this thing has nothing to be ashamed of, that's for sure. Took a lot to get here. Abdul Rashad to kick it off for Southwest DeKalb down to about the 14-yard line, taken by one of the up men, Matt Pointer, for Parkview as he's trying to cut it back, getting big time.
I don't know what he's thinking on that play. I mean, he is a fullback, not a speedy running back. There was a little lane for him to pick up 2 or 3. There aren't many guys on Southwest DeKalb's team that he can outrun.
Marlon Moore, the guy who proved to Mr. Pointer that he couldn't outrun him.
I mean,
so the ball's just inside the 20. John Muyres has Jason Wright out to his left. And Millican behind him. Johnson, the man in motion. This is Millican over the right side behind King. That same combination that accounted for a touchdown for Park. They punch it out to about the 23.5, 23, I guess. Carlos Stiggers and Marquez Holmes in on the stop for the Southwest DeKalb Panthers.
Not a bad job that time by Cochran. And he took on a couple of blockers, took some hits, but still didn't give up too much ground as we got a 2nd and 7.
Giving off to Millican, who got up over the 25, but not much more than that. Allen, the linebacker, making the stop for Southwest DeKalb.
You know, Parkview had some success running the football, as you pointed out at halftime, Randy, in the first half. Now, in the second half, with Southwest DeKalb putting 6 guys up on the front, 8 guys in the box, 9. This time, 9. They're going to have to do something different.
They've got a 3rd and 3 at the 26, and they keep it in Muyres' hands and then kick it away. Because that defense, Carlos Stiggers all over John Muyres.
You know, Chad Muyres came in to help on that play as well. Stiggers with a surge. And look at this, gets off the block, and then coming right through from the outside linebacking spot is Chad Muyres.
Arvin Richard is standing back just inside. And Matt Carden, the Parkview punter, at his 10. Almost to the 9.5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter, and we're tied at 7. Kick by Carden, and doesn't get a whole lot of bounce out of one like that. Inside the Southwest DeKalb 45-yard line. So the Panthers will take over their first possession here of the second half. We're tied 7-all, 3rd quarter, Georgia Quad A championship. More coming up after this. Matt Carden punt. Southwest DeKalb takes over at their own 43-yard line. Angelo, who was injured in the first half, is back in there at wide receiver. And he is a threat for Southwest DeKalb. 28 receptions on the year. They have 3 wideouts as Quincy Carter brings him up. Carter, the keeper. Up over the 45-yard line, just inside it. Ainsley battles the guy there, upended him there.
Okay, we're going to see dive option again. It's the play that got Southwest DeKalb the touchdown. Great play fake right there by Quincy Carter. Held it long enough in the fullback's gut for backers and linemen to bite on it.
I think he held it long enough for the fullback to get partial credit for that run. Man, oh man, that was some great ball handling. That's a first down. And here it is again. This time he gives it off, and in 40-yard line goes Jerrold Dennis, the guy who kind of carried the mail against Clark Central when Arvin Richard was ailing.
So now Southwest DeKalb, I think, has got Parkview's defense on the ropes. They can spread them out, they can pass the ball, and now each phase of the option has gone for good gain. So I think defense is in trouble.
Got 4 on the ground. This is a 2nd and 6, and they keep it on the ground with Dennis. Jeff King up to makes had nearly 550 yards rushing coming into this game. So while Arvin Richard is the headliner, Mr. Dennis is a pretty good story himself. 5 to go, 3rd quarter. He's got 6 touchdowns to his credit this season, and boy, would he love to have number 7 untie this thing. This is not far from the spot on the field where Mr. Richard did his thing in the 2nd quarter. They got a 3rd and 2. And this is Arvin Richard. He's got a nice hole. When he cut back inside the 30, he lost his footing. He's upset with himself that he didn't get more, but he got the first down, and that was a 3rd down play. So that's what it's important as far as the South offense is concerned. The drive is alive.
Watch it. Great blocking down there. Now the cutback is open. Arvin sees it, but unfortunately for him, he slipped. That was a big gain coming up, possibly 6. Look, right there in the open.
First down at the 28. Dennis near the 20. Foster.
You know, Jason Wood had him in the backfield, but a great run by Jerrold Dennis. And again, you know, they start pounding away with a fullback, ran trouble, because that, you know, that's the least of their worries.
Yeah, you concentrate on one of those tanks, you look up and one of the rockets will burn you.
Yeah.
6:23 to go. Clock moving, 3rd quarter, still tied at 7. 2nd down and 3 for Southwest DeKalb. Just outside the knee, and Carter had time. It was tipped and intercepted by King.
What happened to Ed Carter? You saw him tap his head. I think he read blitz. He saw a lot of blitz coming. Jamar Hayes tipped it, and that allowed Jeff King to make the interception. But Quincy Carter, with his hand signals, I think he read blitz, tried to throw a quick pass. See right there, they try to bring some pressure on him. Great tip right there, and Jeff King makes it. Jamar Hayes making the tip. So just when I said Parkview's defense was in trouble, they came up with a big play.
It's their 2nd interception tonight, and Millican had one in the first half. So similar to the situation in the first half when Parkview threatened and Southwest DeKalb stopped that threat, Parkview rises up and stops the Southwest DeKalb Panthers here. And here again is Mr. Millican. Marquez Benton tackled him. Millican is out very near a first down at about the 33-yard line.
You know, Matt Wade did a nice job for Parkview on that play. He came out, and he really got Marquez Benton to come out a little bit wider than he normally would have. But Benton's got good speed. He got off of that, went back inside and made the tackle, but it's still going to be a pickup, 10 yards, if not more.
Now they're going to take a look at this one. Millican was indeed very close. Got it.
Southwest DeKalb stopped again. Really, it's been the name of the game so far for them.
Muyres brings his offense up with a first down at his own 33. Johnson in motion, and Millican with the ball up over the 30 before he is stopped by Brain Metcalf. He has 8 tackles tonight. John Muyres, the senior, 14 touchdown passes this year, interceptions.
You know, he is, we talked about Quincy Carter. You know, Muyres is good at handling the ball and play fakes as well. This might be a good time here for a play pass.
2nd and 7. Muyres has Millican behind him. And that's who gets the ball, and he is shy of the 40-yard line. Chad Muyres for Southwest DeKalb, senior linebacker, in there to make the stop.
Muyres is playing a good game so far. I mean, he has been in there making some plays, and you know, you look at him, you see, well, he's only got 2 tackles and he's a linebacker. Yeah, but he has forced a lot of, he's turned them in and helped out a lot of his friends tonight.
3rd and 4. Need to get up to about the 43-yard line for the first down, and Muyres is going to throw for it, and this pass is tipped by Cortez Allen. And no, South didn't get the pick, and Terrence Trammell had his eye on it. It was a little too far from him, but they do force Parkview to give up the football. Arvin Richard will go back to receive the punt, and Matt Carden in to kick it away. Last time he got off at 32.
But he didn't let Arvin Richard touch it. So that might have been good news, bad news.
And better than a 52-yarder, and then watching him come back the other way. Relatively low kick, and Richard will have a chance to return this one. He took it just outside his 15. Couldn't quite get outside. Him up shy of the 25-yard line. Matt Wade corralled him there.
That's a great play. I mean, that's a great play from Matt Wade. Let's watch it again. Number 40 is going to be coming down in the coverage. And look, see, slowed up a little bit, but he gets back in the play right there. He had to come down. They teach you to come down on the punt, break down, see what's happening, then go to the ball. Did a great job of that right there.
Because Arvin Richard, I think, was ready to cut inside of his next block there. Not every running back would have been able to do that at that spot on the field, but he's got great body, been able to do it. From the 24, Quincy Carter and Southwest DeKalb tied at 7-all. Carter's got 3 receivers in the game. And stays on the ground with who leans up over the 30-yard line. Chris Foster, number 81 there for Parkview.
A lot of wide receivers in the game now for Southwest DeKalb.
This is Micah Hall to the near side. Brandon Hanks going wide to the far side. And Fred McCrary flank left as well.
The wide field might be open.
Richard at the 35-yard line. Looked like Jeff King had a hold of the leg, was hanging on for dear life and wouldn't let go. Waiting for help, but he got some.
It's a great call right up the middle, and you know, far Southwest DeKalb has been able to pound away on Parkview. They've been able to do it since, I guess, what do you say, about midway second quarter?
Yeah.
On to about now.
Well, that particular shot was good for a first down. From the 36. Quincy Carter pitches it to Richard, and he is taken down by Chris Foster, who penetrated nicely on defense.
Now watch Steve Barron this play because he makes Quincy Carter pitch before he wants to. Boom, right there, 3. See him? He made Carter pitch before he ever wanted to, and that put Arvin Richard in an unenviable spot because he got the ball a little bit sooner than he anticipated, and that allowed 81 Chris Foster to come over and make the play.
Okay, Richard is out to the left side this time, as is Brandon Hanks. And that's Richard in motion. The fake, Carter still has it, has some time, and starts to run with it. Lost the football. Looks like Parkview's recovered. Jason Wood has it for the Panthers.
Big turnover.
Third of the game for Southwest DeKalb, and they are a team that was able to make Warner Robins turn it over 4 times in the semifinal game in the Georgia Dome on their way to a 7-0 win. And this time
he just hit it off the butt of his O-lineman. That's what it was. He was carrying it out there, you know, thinking he was going to throw it right off number 69, I believe, and just hit it right off his butt. 59, Niles Foster.
That's the Southwest DeKalb center. This is the Parkview offense, and Millican going to work, and he is down almost to the 30 before he is tossed back by Rashad Walker. Under a minute in the third quarter. These two teams have pretty much kept it on the ground and kept that clock moving here in the third quarter. Nobody able to put up any more points, eating up a lot of clock, eating up some ground in the middle of the field. Neither one able to punch it in. The Parkview interception ending the Southwest DeKalb drive, and that was the closest we've come to a score here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 for Parkview. Millican the lone back, and Muyres keeps it over the right side, and he's up of the first down. So John Muyres, who, as we mentioned, can run and throw on the keeper there. So Parkview is going to be looking at a 3rd down when they get their next snap, and their next snap, I believe, is going to come in the 4th quarter. Run out before they get off another play. So the Panthers from Southwest DeKalb and the Panthers from Parkview still even up after 3 quarters of play here at DeKalb Memorial Stadium. Somebody trying to forge ahead in the 4th quarter in the Quad A champion. Even on the scoreboard and darn near even everywhere else. 10 first downs for Parkview, 11 for Southwest DeKalb. Brett Millican, 19 carries, 97 yards on the ground for Parkview. 11 carries for Arvin Richard and 92 yards. So they keep trading punches, and nobody's kind of a knockout blow here in the second half. First play of the 4th quarter. 3rd and 2 on the 28. It's King in motion, and they try to go to Millican, who is thrown back by Cortez Allen.
Big time play.
All right, guys, I don't know if it's the shoes or not. We're going to find out in the 4th quarter. Those boots Buck Godfrey is wearing belong to his father. His father was a shipyard worker in Charleston, South Carolina. He passed away 5 years ago, had never coached in a playoff game. Buck wears those shoes during the playoffs. We'll find out if it's the shoes, guys.
All right, well, Buck Godfrey has coached in some 38 playoff games here at Southwest DeKalb. He hopes 39 is the crowning achievement for him, but we'll wait and see. John Muyres throwing and incomplete. Intended. That play worked in the 1st quarter for a nice gain for Parkview. They can't connect in this case.
Had him open, could not connect, and then on the 3rd down play, that was the same play that was a touchdown for Parkview. But what happened was, on the 3rd down play, you saw number 9 for Southwest DeKalb sneak in the backside, Cortez, and he made the play from the backside. And then on the 4th down play, it was just couldn't get it to Millican.
Well, Southwest DeKalb takes over on their 29. Quincy Carter up the middle to Jerrold Dennis. And Dennis up over the 35-yard line. It's going to set Southwest DeKalb up with about a 2nd and 1. So he got Around 9 yards on that play.
Watch it blocking. Great pull. That time Sean Thomas on a little trap play pulled. Full block, trap, whatever you want to call it. And that sprung, excuse me, Jerrold Dennis. Trying to get used to my new teeth here, Randy.
You didn't warn me about that. Darius Davis is into the Southwest DeKalb lineup, junior running back, as Jerrold Dennis had a little bit of an equipment problem. Now here comes Darius back out. I guess they got Jerrold straightened out. Brandon wide to the bottom of your screen to Quincy Carter's right, and he has 2 receivers to his left. Up the middle this time with Dennis, and it looks like he got the first down. He didn't get a whole lot, but he got what he needed for the first down. Jason, the senior defender there, along with Brian Stamps, a junior for Parkview. These two teams' offensive lines, Southwest DeKalb mostly classmen, and Parkview's is mostly underclassmen with a senior center. So kind of flip reverse images of one another, and it's the Southwest DeKalb line right now that's trying to establish something. And they picked up a couple of first downs in this possession up to their 41-yard line. Has it now, pitches it to Richard. Bulldog down by Ainsley Battles.
Great play that time by Southwest DeKalb. It was a great call because Parkview was blitzing from the inside, and it was on the inside blitz. A lot of the Southwest DeKalb fans want to face it from the end zone camera. Look, inside blitz right there by King, so the fullback was covered. Pull it, pitch it to Arvin Richard. It was blocked a little bit. It may have been a face mask. I had a hard time seeing it, Randy.
Had the shoulder pads from this side, but we couldn't see the other side and the helmet. 2nd and 1. And they try the middle with Dennis. Didn't need much for the first. David Bogan there for Parkview. The ball is just into Parkview territory and just short of well, short for the moment. So they are going to bring the chains over and see if the Panthers have the first down here. 3rd and less than 1, or 1st and 10 for Southwest DeKalb.
I don't think they got it.
It'll be the former. Mr. Khalil is correct. You are correct, sir. 3rd and less than 1.
Yeah, I waited till I saw him almost stretch it out there. Wasn't really much of a gamble. But how interesting that Jerrold Dennis comes out of the 3rd and short.
Yeah. And he is a powerful back and a fine blocker.
Could be a quick count here. The way they're slow up to the line could be a quick count.
Carter sneaked over the right side, and he picks it up easily. Steve Berryman tried to Parkview, but he couldn't do it in time to prevent Quincy Carter from getting the first. Just over 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Parkview, a touchdown by Millican in the 1st quarter. Arvin Richard, a 43-yard touchdown scamper in the 2nd quarter for Southwest DeKalb, and that is where we still stand on the scoreboard. It is Southwest DeKalb ball on the Parkview 47, a 1st and 10 for Quincy Carter and his crew, and he pitches it to Richard, trying to cut back to the left, spins through some orange jerseys and to the sideline inside the 45.
Great pursuit that time by the entire Parkview defense. Play, read it to the outside, did a great job.
I got to admit, Fred, I thought, and I know both these defenses are good, I thought we'd see some more points tonight.
I really did too. You know, and just when I say that, you know, Parkview's defense is on the ropes, they come up with a turnover and they seem to be settling down. Right now, Southwest is in their territory.
8 minutes even. 2nd and 5. And this is Carter taking it back out of the running back's belly. And Bogan takes down Carter.
Now you watch this play as Quincy Carter gets up limping a little bit, but I think he's not going to come out of the game. I think Quincy thought he saw something that closed in a hurry. If you noticed, he tucked right back in behind that fullback, thinking there might have been an opening because Parkview was in a forward out a little bit, but that opening closed in a hurry.
Micah Hall and Fred McCrary to the left, and Angelo Taylor to the right for Quincy Carter on a 3rd and 3. Dennis the up back, and this is Richard with the ball with the first down, and more down toward the 30-yard line before he is stopped by Jamar Hayes.
Great cutback. We've got a player down on the field right now. That could be Jeff King, and if it's Jeff King, that could be Trey. He's also a heck of a fullback. But he's going to get back up and go in the huddle.
Take a lot to get any of these kids out of this game. This is one they will remember for a lifetime. No matter what happens, they obviously want to remember it on the winning side.
Official's going to call timeout, and when he does that, he's going to make King go out for a play just to be sure that everything's square.
Now they're going to let him set up, I think. I won that one. You won an earlier one.
I'm sorry.
First down play for Southwest DeKalb. Here goes Richard. Following his blocker brilliantly just outside the 15-yard line.
What a burst. What a burst. Both ways, both on the cutback and then on the other side as he cut it through. Jerrold Dennis leads the way. He's had a great game. Jerrold Dennis has done a great job right there. Arvin's following him. He gets a nice kickoff block, and then 22 with a great block for a wide receiver, Micah Hall. His teeth are killing me. Yeah, there we go. Pushed him up there a little bit.
1st and 10 at the 17. Nervous time for both these teams. Under 6.5 minutes in the 4th quarter of the state championship game. And Quincy Carter wasn't square on where he wanted to go with that one, so he will come over to the sidelines to talk to the Southwest DeKalb Brain Trust. Every snap important now. More of the championship coming up after this. Southwest DeKalb has already had the ball for 5 minutes in this possession, taking off the clock. They are 17 yards away from going ahead, and 131 yards rushing for Arvin Richard. It's not real cold here tonight, but when you got the earmuffs, you style with them.
You know, she got those for Christmas last year, and she just wanted to be sure that.
But she didn't get another pair. All right. Carter weaving his way inside the 15. Bogan, tackle of the night.
Once again, Berryman had him on the ropes. I tell you, he had Quincy Carter down. Carter got away from him, but that's what makes Quincy so good.
Well, he got 3, so it's 2nd and 7 at the 14. McCrary and Hall left, Taylor right. Dennis and Richard in the backfield. Jerrold Dennis all alone, waltzing into the end zone. The up man as the defense appeared to key on Arvin Richard, and Jerrold Dennis strolled home.
Quick hitter, belly play, whatever you want to call it. Call it 6 for Southwest DeKalb. Watch this right here from the end zone. Tough to see, but I mean, that hole is open in a hurry. What had happened that time was faking a blitz on the backside, could not get back over in time to help because the fullback hit the hole too quickly.
Extra point up and good. So with the 7th touchdown of the season for Jerrold Dennis and the extra point, Southwest DeKalb has taken a 4th lead over Parkview here with 5:35 to go in the 4th quarter.
Randy, let's watch this play again and watch the blocking inside. Just quick hitter. They push the entire defensive line from Parkview down. Michael McLean was the outside tackle that time that really keyed it. And Jerrold Dennis with the touchdown.
Okay, let's go down to Joe downstairs.
Okay, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, but I gotta put a guy near and dear to all of us at 11, guys. Steve Graham used to be our 11 o'clock sports producer. Steve was a member of that 1970 DeKalb Panther championship football team, coached by Dewey Alverson. Reliving a few memories there, man?
Absolutely. This is great. It's been 23 years waiting on this to happen again. I couldn't be happier for Southwest DeKalb, but Godfrey and the community.
This wasn't a tough choice for Steve. Actually, he lives in Lilburn. His ninth grader attends Parkview High School. He said, no way I'm sitting over there. I'm rooting for my boys. Back to you.
All right, Parkview returning the kickoff up to the 33 or 34-yard line. Millican, the man with it. By the way, I was headed to Boone, North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, late to do a Georgia Tech basketball game against Appalachian State. My pager went off, and it was Mr. Graham wanting to know the Southwest DeKalb playoff score that night. You can't get away from high school football fans wherever you're going, whatever you're doing. And that's good.
It is good. And you know, South, great alumni base. When you look out in this crowd, and there are people that have gone to this school for years and years back here, not only to see this game, but every week.
And here comes Millican with a big hole over the left side. Midfield and more. Down inside the 40-yard line. Inside the 45 before he went out of bounds. At about the 44, Brett Millican.
Watch this. Great setup. The sweep play. Nice block outside by 14, John Johnson. That set up the alley for Brett Millican to get over midfield. And right now it is hard line, 43 yards away from a possible tie ball game, Randy.
So after a third quarter with no scoring, Southwest DeKalb picks up 7, and Parkview quickly into Southwest DeKalb territory. Millican in motion. Muyres hands it off inside to Matt Pointer. Very short gain before Melvin Ritchie gets him.
One of the officials down on the sideline, Randy, as we take a look at that Southwest DeKalb scoring drive, 71 yards, 11 plays, time 5:41. If this game ends in a tie, we have co-champions.
Yes, and it's I know some you might be vaguely familiar with something called the penetration rule in high school football. They use to determine the outcome during the season, but in the championship game here, if the scoreboard's even when it reads zeros up there on the clock, it's co-champions. That's King in motion. This is Millican trying to cut back, and he can't get away from Darren Cochran.
Darren Cochran lines up down as a down player. Even if he's in a two-point stance, he is right up on the play. And that time he gets deep into the backfield and makes a huge play. And right now, this is the play of the game for both teams.
Absolutely. Uns to go. 3rd and 13. Overflow crowd at DeKalb Memorial. They're packed in here. They're standing around the track that encircles the field. They're standing up in the trees on the bank watching this game, and they're watching John Muyres right now try to go deep. He has a receiver out there, but well covered. It was intended for Millican, and Chad Muyres was down there play.
So now it's 4th and 13. And part for it with 3:30 to play.
Well, I started to say you start in the summer. That obviously you don't. You start it in the spring, spring football, and work through the summer. Workouts in the spring and weightlifting in the summer, and the heat and humidity gets into a little crisper weather in the fall, ends up in the wintertime here, and it all comes down to can you convert. 4th and 13 to keep your dream alive of going 15-0 and championship. Southwest DeKalb, I believe, signaled for the timeout there to check their defensive alignment to make sure they've got all their bases covered as Parkview's Panthers line up to go on 4th and very, very long. From the 46. He's got time now, taking a little bit of heat and unloads it. It is picked off. Picked off by Terrence Trammell. Down the far side, still alive, still finally. down just inside the Parkview 35-yard line by Michael Bodakis. Offensive lineman finally got Terrence. And this is a guy who intercepted a lateral by Warner Robbins in the closing minutes at the Georgia Dome to help preserve the Southwest DeKalb 7-0 win. And now he finds the football here with 3.5 to go, and his Panthers leading Park.
This Southwest DeKalb defense has done a phenomenal job all night long. Big kickoff right there from Trammell, but still a great defensive play. We got a flag on the play. I think it's going to be on the defense after the run. So Southwest DeKalb will retain possession. Won't get the ball down in the 25-yard line. But the defense, I mean, Darren Cochran has come up with some big plays. Melvin Ritchie. Metcalf's got 8 tackles. All these guys have come up with some big plays tonight, but none bigger. Terrence Trammell with the interception.
So they're on the 35, not in Parkview territory where it would have been without the flag, but that is not the important thing. Possession of the ball with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in Lemon. Parkview desperately wanting the ball back. Stopping the middle up that time. Arvin Richard got very little before David Bogan in with his 6th tackle of the evening. And you can bet that Quincy Carter will do his best to let the ticks go off the clock there between snaps.
One key point. Southwest DeKalb 1 timeout. Parkview all 3.
Well, it's 2.5 minutes now. Richard got 1 on that carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this is Carter keeping, coming wide and cutting back up to just over the 40.
Last couple of drives, they're taking a pounding, but they're rebounding well, and they're right back in it now. Big 3rd down play. They got to dig in.
Third and 5, and that is Angelo Taylor going up to the top of the screen. I would be surprised. I started to say surprised to see Quincy Carter put it up. He's going to keep it after faking, and Quincy Carter should play for a 1st down before King is able to get him. Quincy Carter executed that to perfection.
Well, he also had 32. Jerrold Dennis out in front of him. Watch both backs go out in front, and see, they tried to keep Dennis from going out thinking coverage, but what he did was come out, turn around, and seal the backside off. And then by the time Jeff King can get off his receiver and make the play, it's too late.
Right, King didn't make a bad play, made a nice tackle as a matter of fact, but by the time he was able to do so, it was 1st down territory.
You tackle 3 and it's a nice play.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. If you're not looking at his backside going the other way, it's a nice play. 1:47 to go and a big 1st down just picked up by Southwest DeKalb. And there is Richard upended by John Muyres. Yes, the same quarterback. Same guy. We've got Arvin Richard, 18 carries for 137 yards. Got 42 of them on the touchdown run. That was part of an 80-yard drive by Southwest DeKalb. It was their 1st score of the night. And the fullback has the other touchdown for the Southwest DeKalb Panthers. Brett Millican, 22 carries, 116 yards for him, and he got the touchdown that opened up the scoring on the evening in the 1st quarter for Parkview.
Quincy Carter taking control in the huddle. The coaches were there, but Quincy kind of took over. He's the senior leader, senior quarterback, saying, look, guys, we got it. Hold on to the ball. Hold on to the ball. Make some smart plays. We got it.
Taking no chances with it. They go to Richard, who is stopped to set up a 3rd down. Again, it'll be a 3rd and kind of a long 4, looks like. Caleb Smith, the tackle for Parkview.
Southwest DeKalb keeping it on the ground in the 2nd half.
Why not when you got number 2 and you also got that fullback there to bang away. Quincy Carter with the 1st down. Chris Foster got there for Parkview. But Quincy Carter, and he turned to his sideline, hands on this side of the field, and he knows there's a minute 20 to go, but he also knows with no timeouts and picking up that first down that that might just enable the engraver to start working on the trophy.
Great play by Quincy Carter. Got out of trouble again. Picked up some great blocks early in that play, but then came on and made the best of it.
At a minute now. Carter down on one knee before the defense can fly in there and trying to use every possible tick of that clock before they snap the ball without incurring a penalty. And now the Southwest DeKalb has got a few extra people on it.
You got to be careful to go ahead and get this play off under 25 seconds. And if he gets this play off under, yeah, there it is. That's the ball game.
Parkview will not be able to stop the clock. Carter took the knee, and the celebration begins even before the zeros show up on the scoreboard clock here at DeKalb Memorial. 10 consecutive years offs for Buck Godfrey and his Southwest DeKalb Panthers. There comes Cecil Flo to the middle of the field to congratulate his counterpart, the guy who finally gets that trophy for the trophy case at Southwest DeKalb. 14-7 over Parkview. Southwest DeKalb, our Quad A champion. Thanks for being with us.
A 9-station network serving all of Georgia.